Howdy, howdy. My name is Mr. Z. I am the third grade teacher at Ridge Crest, and I'll be doing chapters 9 and 10 of a Jigsaw Jones mystery, The Case of the Bicycle Bandit. So, I'll be reading along, so if you're listening to this at home, then just follow along in your books. All right, let's begin. Chapter 9, The Stakeout. There was a tree across the street from 211 Coconut Grove. I pulled the straps on my backpack tight. Then up I climbed. A squirrel chittered angrily from a nearby branch. He didn't like sharing the tree, I supposed. The X2000 was the ultimate spying machine. It worked like binoculars, but it could also had special extender action. I could use it to see around corners. In the detective business, we call this a stakeout. You watch and wait, hidden from the sight. 20 minutes later, the hooded rider rolled up on a skateboard. I couldn't see his face. He rang the doorbell. The door opened, and there was the red-haired boy, Snarky Smithers. They walked together around the front of the house, opened the garage door, and went inside. The door closed before I could get a good look inside, but I saw enough. Bicycles. Lots of bicycles. I saw that the garage had a side window. I counted to 30. 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana. Then I jumped from the tree. I made my way across the street. There were bushes on the side of the garage. I ducked down behind them. Ouch! Prickers. Slowly, silently, I pulled the X2000 to its longest reach. I pointed the scope at the window. The snarkster faced the hooded rider. They were talking. Snarky was frowning, gesturing with his hands. Here is a picture of what it looked like as he was staking out the scene. The hooded rider's back was to me. I wanted to put my ear to the window pane to listen, but I didn't dare. I felt something brush against me. I quickly spun around and lost my balance, tapping the X2000 against the window. Meow. A black cat sat nearby, licking its paws. Bad luck. I froze and held my breath. 30 bananas later, I peeked inside again. The snarkster was gone. My eyes searched from side to side. Did he hear me? Was he coming after me? A door leading from inside the garage to the house opened. It was Snarky, coming back into the garage. He had something in his hand. The hooded rider held out a hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Snarky counted $4 bills. They might have been 1s, 5s, or 10s. I couldn't tell which. But one thing was for sure. Snarky was paying him for something. This is what that scene looked like. They shook hands and turned to leave. I made myself small behind the bushes. Crawling across the ground, I slid the scope of the X2000 beyond the wall. The snarkster yawned, scratched himself, and went into the house. The hooded rider skateboarded down the driveway. Arms stretched out to his sides, he zigged and zagged, leaning hard to his left and right. It hit me like a brick. I knew the hooded rider. So this is what he looks like as he's skating on down. Chapter 10, Trapped. I lay still for a few more minutes. Maybe I was waiting for the coast to clear. Maybe I was playing it safe. Or maybe I was just plain scared. The garage was empty, but the door was still open. I knew what I had to do. I took a deep breath and entered the garage. It was cluttered with tools and bicycles. There's a pile of old tires, spray paint cans, old bicycle parts strewn on the floor. It was more like a workshop than a garage. There wasn't room for a car. I crept up to the door that led into the house. I pressed my ear against it. I heard muffled sounds, the shuffling of feet, a chair scraping on the floor, the clink of a spoon against a dish. The kitchen, I decided. Snarky Smithers was in there, eating a snack. I turned my gaze to the bicycles. I noticed one that looked familiar. Could it be? It might have been old Rusty. But this bike wasn't rusty anymore. It had a new seat, new handlebars, new pedals. The spokes seemed shiny and clean. The frame was a shiny, sparkling blue. I sniffed it. Fresh paint, still wet. I was just about to get out of there when I heard the sound of footsteps coming closer. Just on the other side of the door, I froze in place and watched the doorknob slowly turn. The snarkster. He was coming into the garage. I dove into the darkest corner and ducked down behind a few boxes. I heard the door open. Snarky entered the garage. What's this? He wondered aloud. My heart beat faster. Thump, 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 thump. I peeked around the box. And this is what the scene looks like. So he's still in the garage hiding. Snarky was holding something. Turn it over in his hands. It was my Super Spy Scope X2000s. I left it on the ground beside old Rusty. Snarky was suspicious. He looked around the garage. Hello? He called out. Anybody here? He took a step toward me. Then another. Now my heart was a bass drum. Boom, boom, boom. I closed my eyes and... The phone. Answer it, I prayed. Go on, Snarky, answer the phone. Snarky paused. He looked toward the kitchen door. Bring, bring. He took another step toward me, muttered, then tossed the X2000 onto a shelf. He went inside to answer the phone. I didn't stick around to see what happened next. I jumped up. Whoops. Okay, crash, and knocked over a bicycle. Who's that? Snarky called out from the kitchen. I grabbed the X2000 and never looked back. I just ran and ran and ran. So this is him as he's leaving the garage. And that is the end of chapter 10. Please come back tomorrow and you'll see another wonderful teacher finish out the story. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.